Good afternoon, everybody. Today's topic is types of resources. In previous class, we have already discussed about the resources, the definition of resources. Now, we will discuss about the types of resources. The classifications of resources are as follows. First of all, we can classify the resources on the different bases. First basis is on the basis of origin. There are two types of resources according to the basis of origin, that are biotic resource and abiotic resource. Biotic resource means all the resources which belong to living things like flora and fauna, and abiotic resources means all the resources which belong to non-living things like rocks and metals and water. Next basis is exhaustibility. On the basis of exhaustibility, resources are of two types. First is renewable resources and second is non-renewable resources. Renewable resources means the resources we recycled and renewed frequently, or which is not exhausted, like solar and wind energy, water, etc. Non-renewable resources means the resources which made up of a long period of times, like minerals and fossils. Minerals and fossils are non-renewable resources. The third basis of classification of the resources are on the basis of ownership. On the basis of ownership, we can divide the resources into four types. First is individual resources, second community resources, third national resources, and fourth international resources. These types of resource is very important. Generally, the questions are formed from of these types of resources on the basis of ownership. The first is individual resources. Individual resources means the personal lands, house, property, garden, etc. The resources which owner is individuals, that is called individual resources. Secondly, community resources. Community owned resources means the resource which belong to the community. The all community use that resources, that is like village commons, public park, etc. Third is national resources. National resources means all the resources between the boundary of a country. It means the individual resources and community resources are also the parts of national resources. National resources means, or a boundary of within a country means 12 nautical miles from the sea coast. All the natural resources, all the resources which include the 12 nautical miles from the seas. And the fourth types of resources, international resources. International resources means beyond the 200 nautical miles from the exclusive economical zone. International institutions regulate these resources. It means there is UNA and his subordinate bodies, institutions who control on these resources. Open seas are the types of the resources in open seas are the example of this type of resources. And the last basis of classification or the classification of resource are on the basis of a status of development. On the basis of a status of development, there are four types of resources. First resource are potential resource. Second are developed resource. Third are stock resource, and fourth are reserve resource. This classification is also very important. Mostly 3 marks questions asked from this part, and this is very confused part. Many students make confusion